what do you want most in life? Take a moment to really contemplate, what is that? What does that mean to you? What do you want most in life right now? Write it out, contemplate it. Well, this is the answer and an easy solution to help point you in the direction of how to focus on what matters most. Welcome to the Inspire series. My name is Sylvia Mordini, and I'm the founder of Life Inspired for these last 20 plus years. So this is a really interesting and juicy topic. How do I focus on what matters most, right? So asking yourself the question, what do you really want out of life? Helps to crystallize some of the key things that matter most to you. And now let me ask you the follow-up. Why don't you act like it? So if this is what is most important to you, then why aren't you acting like it in your day-to-day life? So write down both those questions. What do you want most from life? And why don't you act like it? There's somehow a disconnect between what we want most, that matters the most, and how we're behaving day to day. The frequency is not the same. It's off. And that's why it may feel like at the end of the week that you're no closer to your intentions, that you're not feeling this deeper sense of fulfillment, that it's just not quite there yet. Even if the things around you are fine, right? You have your health and you have shelter and what have you, but you're not excited or enthusiastic, yes? So let's look at the things that we can do to help us further stay the course on what matters most. Number one, make time for yourself. Set aside time that's only for you, no one else, uninterrupted. And I know if you have children and a family, that may not always be easy, but you have 5 minutes every day to set aside time just for yourself. And that time is especially valuable at night. To stay focused on what matters most in our life really begins not in the morning when we wake up, but it begins in the evening as the preparation and the setting the tone and the foundation for success in the next day. So think about how you can set aside some time for yourself, especially in the evening. That's number one. Number two, ignore all the things that don't matter. Yeah, what do you want from your life right now is a catalyst question to help you stop putting so much attention on all the superfluous things that really don't matter. So ignoring the things that don't matter are number two way to stay focused on what does matter. Number three is keep organized. Now, what does that look like for you? Well, it means keeping a calendar, and whether that's like hard copy written calendar or electronic calendars, pick some means or both. Or for some of us, it's also a dry erase board or writing sticky notes and posting them on a wall and being able to see the progress. It's a bulletin board of some sort, right? But find ways that will keep you organized and on track, and recognize that you may need more than one way. Like for me, I appreciate the ease of having an electronic calendar, absolutely. But emotionally, I actually get more out of being able to see something tangible and physical, that I can take something, move it down or edit it, and that helps to just keep me inspired and motivated. So figure out the ways of organization that work best for you, and then stay consistent. So that is number three. And then the next one is define your core values. So number 4, and how to stay focused on what matters most. So define your core values, your non-negotiables, the things that really are consistent and non-situational. They have nothing to do with your age, where you're living, how much money you're making, what your job title is. They have nothing to do with all of those other factors. These are non-situational, always non-negotiable. So define your core values. Why? Because they tell you your why. It's really important, in order to stay focused on what matters, that you know why you are focused on those things and not all these other things that don't matter. The things that don't matter do not have in common your core values, your non-negotiables, these key things that are essential to you and to your happiness. But the things that matter most always are united and synchronized by your why. Why do those things matter? And then number 5 is to focus on the future. So it's really easy to get so encumbered by just a million details day to day that we end up focusing and wasting our time and our energy on all these little things that, really don't have anything to do with the way we want to feel in the near future. And so this focus on the future is very much like, what are you excited about in the future? What is going to be that state that brings you joy and serenity in equal parts, right? So the future and those ideas of what that feels like and what the embodiment is like is what keeps us on track today. But if you're constantly 99.9% of your energy in all the minutia of the day to day, there's no time to zoom out a little bit and focus on the near future. This is not a 10-year plan, 20-year plan. It's not that. It's the near future. And that's going to help us stay excited, right? So for instance, if you are, what really stokes you and what you want to see in your future is fire. You want financial independence, to retire early. Fire. Well, then that will elicit a certain response in you. And then you can imagine all the things that you'll do with that time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom that the acronym FIRE represents for you, right? And that will keep you on track. So if that's something, to retire early with financial independence, that is really stoking your spirit, then we stay focused on the things that make that possible, that make that a reality in the near future, right? If you're just focused down here in the weeds, then we lose track of our why, and that gives us a bigger inspiration, and that's stoking greater enthusiasm to keep us on track and continue to motivate us to keep going. So those are the 5 best practices that I want to offer to help stay focused on what matters. And go back to the original question. How would you answer that now? What do you want most in your life right now? What do you want most? And why are you not giving that to yourself? How can you give that to yourself? How can you show up in a way that you're acting like that is most important to you is what matters most? So acting as if you show up every day connected in heart and action to what is most important to you. That's it. And you'll find that that will be enough to continue to maintain that charge and that deliberate and consistent focus on what matters most. So with that, I hope this has inspired you to think about how you maintain your focus, and that you have 5 distinct things that you can apply and do, and prioritizing your own opinion, time out for yourself, preparing the night before, making sure that you ignore the things that don't matter, staying organized, the best ways for you, and defining your core values, as well as focusing on the future and what that looks like and feels like for you. So if you are inspired by this and by this series, please subscribe to my channel. I would so appreciate you doing that. And in the meantime, bringing hands to heart, take a big breath in, open mouth exhale. From my heart to your heart, to the heart of the universe, may you love yourself, love your day, and love your life. Have a great one, and peace out, everybody.